What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So everything is hooked up now. I know that looks like ridiculous right there, right? Well, pretty much what I did that for was just to get it out of the way for now, but everything is hooked in. It's just there's a lot of extensions, and then I gotta figure out where to put all of my switches. So I got a switch here that goes to that battery, and then I got a switch here that goes to that battery. So these are my two receivers with their switches and their batteries. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount, or how I'm gonna condense that wiring. It's not going to be that difficult. I just got to, the way I do it is, instead of getting like frustrated and like, you know, what I do is I take the, I take some zip ties, and then I zip tie this, and then and what I do is I move it out a little bit further, and then I zip tie some more, and then I zip tie some more, until everything starts to look neat. You know, every 2 to 3 inches you put a zip tie, and then all of a sudden your wire mess has turned into, you know, an organized cluster, as you would say. But yeah, so everything's hooked up all the way to the throttle servo is also hooked up under there. Obviously you're not going to be able to see that, but it's looking pretty good, man. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to start doing the cockpit, but not the cockpit itself, just the top here, the glass, the dome, the bubble canopy is what it would be called, bubble canopy. So I'm going to get the sliding canopy put on it, and that's all I'm going to do for now. I don't know how far I'm going to go with the inside of it as far as decorations go. If I have to put them in at all. I mean, it really was, I was kind of excited to get to that part and do that part, but what I'm thinking now is just the least amount of weight possible. So if I put all that cockpit stuff in there, that's a whole bag full of stuff over there. It's sitting there on the table over there. That's a whole bag full of shit. That's probably, I don't know, I'm not going to guess, but, you know, at least a pound or two pounds of stuff that's going to go in this cockpit. I don't think so. I think that I'm just going to put the glass on it, and that, like I said, I was going to tint the glass. They have the spray paint out now, and basically it's a spray paint tint. So you spray paint tint, window tint, and I'm going to tint the glass on, or the canopy on the P51. I'm going to tint it, and that way nobody can see inside of the cockpit and be like, oh, Dave, where's your cockpit at? Oh, where's your stick at, Dave? Oh, da 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 da. If I was going to like competitions where scale played a big part, having your plane, you know, pretty scale was a part of the deal, then by all means I would have that cockpit put in no time. But I'm not going to competitions with this plane. I'm going to be flying this plane. I'm not going to be putting it in a contest. I'm not going to be entering it in, you know, who's got the best P51. I'm just going to fly it. So it doesn't matter to me, you know, if, you know, the inside of the cockpit is done. But here we go. This is what we got, guys. There's our rudder. That's actually a lot of throw. That's a lot of throw. And then right here we have our elevators. those are very touchy. I'm imagining that I can probably do something to slow those down. Probably put some Expo or one of them's higher than the other two. The right one, the one on that side over there, is higher than that one too. So I have to adjust those. And then this is the coolest little thing right here, man. Look right here on the side of my radio right here. Watch. Well, I'm gonna get it both in the frame here. Check this out. Check that out. I've never had flaps on a roll dial before, especially this finger one. This is so cool, man. That is sick. Nice. That's insane. What else? The ailerons aren't done yet, and that's because they're in the bedroom, and I still have to install the servos in them. And the reason I haven't gone any further with it is because it still has those power HD servos in it, and I don't want to button down those wingtips with the power HD servos in there. I want to get those power HD servos out of there, and I want to get a nice set of high techs for my ailerons. The elevators have King Maxes, which are actually decent servos. They're not cheap, that's for sure. They're low profile servos, bigger than the low profile servos that actually go to this plane, the ones that are recommended for this plane through Horizon Hobby on their website. These servos are actually a bit bigger, all metal gears, not just a metal tip at the top and then, you know, plastic underneath. No, these are all full 100% metal gear, high torque, high voltage, bad boys. So yeah, they do pretty well. They're very powerful, so I don't see that they'll stall on me. I don't think I'll have any issue with servo stalling servos or whatnot. I guess the only thing that I'm actually like truly nervous about is I wish I knew whether or not this engine was too big for this plane. I don't want to get it all done, get it all the way out to the field and take off the first time, and then the guy who's going to be doing my first flight, he's going to tell me, oh Dave, this plane is super nose heavy and you don't want to add any more weight to the plane overall because, you know, it's not good for the airframe. I don't want to hear that. I want to know. I just want to know now that this engine is going to be okay on this plane, because we've had a lot of opportunities to take that engine off and go with a different engine, and I've stuck with it. I've stuck with it because I feel as though it's going to be okay. But who am I? I don't know. I don't know, man. I hope it'll be all right. But yeah, so what else did we get? What else did we do? Oh, the landing gear is all plugged in. As you can see right here. Here it is. So this is your module for your landing gear. Oh, what a big help that was too, by labeling all these wires as I was putting them in. As I was feeding them through, I was labeling all the wires. That is just a necessity. But as you can see, your gear doors, you got your 2 gear doors, which are right there. That's one and 2, those 13 kilogram servos down there. You got 2 of those, and those are both plugged in right here. 1 and 2. And then this is your receiver, your radio wire. This plugs into your radio and channel. I got mine plugged in channel 5. That's always been my gear channel for me. And then gear 3, 2, and 1 right here. Gear 1 is your tail retract. Don't forget that. Don't, you know, that for the P51, if you're setting up for the P51, your number 1 gear is going to be the one in the tail, which is your steerable gear in the back. And then your two mains are going to be gear 2 and 3. So yeah, basically it's just getting this shit organized now. Mounting the switches. I want these switches mounted. I want them mounted, but on the other hand, I don't want to put any more holes in my plane, you know what I mean? Basically, I just have to stick this tip out. This tip out right here, and then I got to put 2 little screws through. But I'm really sick of putting holes in my plane. I put a hole here for this fuel dot, and I don't want to do it again, really. I don't know, man. There's a fuel dot right there. I don't know. You guys leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Should I mount the switches? Should I mount the switches on the back, on the outside, or should I mount them up here or something? Actually, that's a good idea. I should mount them up here, because the piece that goes in here is actually it's a raised piece. So if I ever had to pull that piece out to get to the switches, I could, or I could just leave that piece out altogether when I'm putting in the cockpit. But I have 3 switches, and I need to get them secured down. They can't just be flopping around in the plane like this. That's fucking ghetto. We can't be having that. We can't be doing that shit. So yeah, guys, the 2 halves together. I promised you I'd have the 2 halves together. We've got literally just a couple of more things to do. We got to get the prop drilled, which is no biggie. We have to get our spinner, which is on its way. We're gonna find a set of wheels for this. The Robart ones that Jeff was turning me on to, they're actually not too much cheaper than the Horizon ones. They're like 80 something. So after taxes and shipping and all that, it's still over $200 for those 2 wheels. So I'm thinking about maybe just going with a couple of plastic jobbies for now. Like I said, we're trying to keep the weight low, right? So if we go out and get a set of aluminum or cast aluminum rims for this, that's gonna be weight. That's gonna be a lot of weight. Or two of those, it's gonna be a lot of weight. So if we get plastic instead, that's gonna cut down on the weight. So I need 5 1/4 wheels. Yeah, 5 1/4 wheels. And I think I'm gonna go with some plastic ones. Spinners on the way. Wheels, we'll get those. I'm not worried about it. The wheels can come anytime. And the wing tips, and I'm gonna get some better servos for the ailerons before I start connecting wires and stuff and finishing up the wing tips and installing the servos in. I'm gonna make sure that I get a nice quality set of servos in the wings. So yeah, guys, that's it. So the next time you guys see the plane, we should have the canopy on at least. We should have the canopy on. We should have those switches mounted. I can't even explain. I can't explain to you guys how exciting this is to finally see this plane coming. Finally being put together in 2 pieces. These 2 main pieces here being put together. This is a big step forward. Super excited, guys. Super excited. All right, guys. Like I said, if you guys have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Where would you go from here? What would you guys do? Where would you mount your switches? Let me know. I'd appreciate it. I'm Dave's RC. Peace, guys.